Welcome back to the End of Days Chronicles channel. Today, we will delve into the life of King Solomon, exploring the challenges he faced despite his wisdom and grandeur. From his ascent to the throne to his final days, we will meticulously examine every aspect as narrated in the scriptures. Your support through likes and subscriptions to the channel will contribute to the dissemination of this video. King Solomon, the son of King David and Bathsheba, holds a significant place in biblical scriptures. He is renowned for his exceptional wisdom, wealth, and his pivotal role in constructing the Temple of Jerusalem. However, his journey to the throne of Israel was not without obstacles and family intrigues. After the death of David, his son Adonijah attempted to seize the throne. Yet, through the prophetic intervention of Nathan and Bathsheba, Solomon, God's chosen one, was crowned as the king. The divine revelation to David, recorded in the first book of Chronicles, made it clear that Solomon would be the one to build the temple in Jerusalem, bringing peace and tranquility to Israel during his reign. Solomon's name, derived from the word shalom, meaning peace, signifies his peaceful nature. In the Bible, he is also referred to as Jedediah, which means beloved by the Lord. King Solomon's reign over Israel lasted approximately 40 years, from 971 to 931 before Christ. While not much is known about his early years and youth, we can establish a context based on biblical information about David's family life. Solomon emerged in a tense period within the royal family, where struggles for the throne unfolded due to David's old age and weakness. Solomon's half-brother, Absalom, attempted to usurp the throne, but his efforts were in vain. Later, Adonijah, David's eldest surviving son, followed in Absalom's footsteps and sought to proclaim himself as the king of Israel. Adonijah garnered support from Joab, David's former general, and the priest Abiathar. He made multiple attempts to occupy the throne, including organizing a coronation festival. However, Bathsheba, the prophet Nathan, the priest Zadok, and other allies worked together to remind David of the unfulfilled promise and thwarted Adonijah's plans. David designated Solomon as his successor, and thus he issued orders pertaining to Solomon's ascent to the throne. At the time of his coronation, Solomon, who was likely no more than 18 years old, was anointed as the king of Israel by Zadok. He commenced his reign by prioritizing stability and unity within the kingdom. What set him apart from other leaders of his time was his exceptional wisdom. During the early days of his reign, Solomon established a significant covenant with God, showcasing not only his wisdom but also his intention to seek divine guidance in his governance. The details of this covenant and its conditions are documented in Kings. The pivotal event occurred in Gibeon, where Solomon offered sacrifices before the Lord. That night, God appeared to Solomon in a dream and offered to grant him any request. Humbly acknowledging the responsibility of leading the people of Israel, Solomon expressed his need for wisdom to judge and rule justly. He recognized his complete dependence on God to guide his steps and make wise decisions for the benefit of the people. Solomon's choice to seek wisdom instead of wealth or personal success demonstrated his desire to lead with integrity and justice, embodying the qualities of a wise and God-fearing leader. God's response to Solomon's plea was remarkable. He commended the king's choice and, in addition to granting the requested wisdom, promised unparalleled blessings, including riches and honor, in the history of Israel. A famous episode that exemplifies Solomon's wisdom is the dispute between two women over the maternity of a child, as described in 1 Kings 3:16-2008. These two women lived together and gave birth around the same time. Unfortunately, one of the children died, leading both women to claim the surviving child as their own. When the women appeared before King Solomon seeking justice, instead of making a hasty decision, Solomon proposed an extraordinary solution. He suggested splitting the child in half and giving each woman a share. The response of each woman revealed the true mother, as her love and concern for the child prompted her to give up her claim rather than harm the child. The woman who genuinely loved the child pleaded with the king to spare the child's life and suggested that the child be given to the other woman. The other woman, who was not the biological mother, agreed to this proposal of dividing the child. Solomon's astute response unveiled the true mother, the one who was willing to relinquish her claim in order to protect the child from harm. Solomon declared that the legitimate mother was the one who had displayed genuine maternal love and ordered that the child be entrusted to her care. In addition to his wisdom, Solomon was also known for his remarkable achievements, most notably the construction of the Temple of Jerusalem. This grand endeavor served as the spiritual center of the kingdom and symbolized God's constant presence among the people of Israel. The magnificence of the temple not only showcased Solomon's administrative prowess, but also reflected the opulence and prosperity of the kingdom. Although the desire to build a temple to the Lord was initially conceived by his father, King David, it was Solomon who carried out this noble project. The biblical narrative meticulously describes the details and precious materials used in the construction, such as cedar from Lebanon for the structure and pure gold for the adornment. This highlights the king's dedication and reverence towards God. The chosen location for the temple, Mount Moriah, held deep symbolic significance as the same place where Abraham demonstrated his faith by being willing to sacrifice his son Isaac. This act of faith and obedience preceding the temple's construction emphasized the continuity of the special relationship between God and his people. The Temple of Solomon became the spiritual and cultural center of Israel, uniting people in worship. Additionally, Solomon devoted himself to establishing international alliances and solidifying trade and diplomatic relations. A notable example of these external relations was the visit of the Queen of Sheba, whose encounter with Solomon is documented in Kings and Chronicles. The Queen of Sheba arrived in Jerusalem to test Solomon's wisdom, presenting him with challenging questions. According to the Bible, Solomon answered all her questions, leaving nothing unexplained. The Queen's journey to Jerusalem was accompanied by an impressive caravan carrying an abundance of spices, gold, and precious stones. The exchange of gifts during her visit emphasized the elevated diplomatic nature of their encounter. In addition to the Queen of Sheba's visit, Solomon established diplomatic relations with other kingdoms. He formed marital alliances with princesses from neighboring nations such as Egypt and Phoenicia, following a common practice of the time to strengthen alliances and promote peace between kingdoms. However, throughout his reign, Solomon was not immune to failures, despite being acclaimed for his wisdom and grandeur. His story is also marked by mistakes and deviations that eventually had significant consequences on his government and the history of Israel. One of Solomon's major missteps was his involvement with foreign women, going against divine instructions. The first book of Kings recounts that Solomon had many foreign wives, including the daughter of Pharaoh, and took princesses from neighboring nations. This act disobeyed God's law, which prohibited marriages with women who worshipped other gods. These marriages were not merely political alliances, they also introduced foreign cultural and religious influences into Israel. The foreign wives brought with them religious practices that gradually exerted a negative influence on Solomon. He began to tolerate the worship of various idols and participated in rituals that were contrary to the exclusive worship of the God of Israel. The culmination of this deviation was the construction of temples for the idols, honoring the deities of his wives. This act directly contradicted God's commandments. This apostasy, including the construction of altars, marked the last days of Solomon, as reported in the first book of Kings chapters 11 and 12. This period was characterized by a mix of glory and shadows, revealing the complexities of life and governance. Solomon's previous choices, especially regarding marriages with foreign women and the acceptance of the worship of foreign idols, began to have a negative impact on his reign. God's anger manifested, raising adversaries against Solomon. Jeroboam, a trusted official, rebelled against the king and became a prominent leader who would eventually lead the northern tribes. Solomon's death marked the end of an era. After a reign of 40 years, he passed away, leaving a legacy that included the majestic construction of the Temple of Jerusalem and a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity. The Bible does not provide specific details about the exact cause of Solomon's death. However, in the first book of Kings, chapter 11, 41-43, it is recorded that the rest of Solomon's story, his actions, and the wisdom he demonstrated are written in the book of the Acts of the Kings of Israel. He rested with his ancestors and was buried in the city of David, his father. His son Rehoboam succeeded him. With Solomon's death, Rehoboam ascended to the throne, resulting in the division of the kingdom of Israel into two: the northern kingdom, led by Jeroboam, and the southern kingdom, consisting mainly of the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, led by Rehoboam. Thus, the last days of Solomon were followed by a tumultuous transition for his son, who witnessed the division of the kingdom built by his father and faced the consequences of his choices. Solomon's story is an eloquent reminder of the importance of ethical and spiritual decisions and the long-term consequences of these decisions in the life of a leader and the fate of a nation. Thank you for watching. See you in the next updated videos.